And good afternoon, everybody. This is Michael Filigera. I am with logicalsignals.com and tradershelpingtraders.com. And this is the Elliott Wave update for the S&P 500 future, the ES, on Tuesday, April 27th, 2021. Not much to be adding to the analysis that we presented last night. The market did trade in a much narrower range today, but what is of significance is that it did go up and it created an additional new all-time high at 4,192, for 192.50. And that happened during the Globex session. And then the market did kind of sell off. And again, that was in a nice ABC down. So what this adds power to, or a little bit of strength to, is that alternate view that we likely completed a smaller corrective phase, either here or here with a small failure, and that we're now moving up in a 5-wave structure to complete that intermediate wave 3. Because remember what I had mentioned, that we may have to move these out and bring them over because the correction that we'd be looking for would be an intermediate 4 off of this high. Now, this high has been exceeded 3 times, or at least twice. And that does not portend that this is going to be a larger correction. So it keeps me thinking that I'm going to have to eventually move this 3 over and this 5 over and update the count in terms of that we will be entering into an intermediate 4th wave correction once this rally phase, which could take us, as we said yesterday, and expectations would be for it to get up to at least 4,200, if not 4,300, which would be pretty high. But I would say we could reach the top of the zone at 4,223 to 225, somewhere in there, without much hassle. We should be able to get up there. Again, we remain in earnings, and today we had Microsoft report and we had Google report. Google added $100 to its daily total, and Microsoft at one point dropped down $10. So those two, the weighting that they have in the S&P, evened it out so that the movement in the market in the S&P was kind of muted in terms of Google should blow the doors off and Microsoft didn't. Now tomorrow we have Facebook and we have Apple. Apple is a part of the S&P. Apple has a nice weighting in the S&P, has a very strong weighting in the NASDAQ, but still, we've got those reporting tomorrow after the close. We also had AMD today, and AMD did well. In fact, in the Globex, it is up over $3 from the close, and that should put a little bit of strength back into the tech side of the S&P. So what can we look for tomorrow? I'm going to continue to look that the market will pick up the rally again and get up back above 4,192.50. We have that resistance just above all that at 194. I'm going to call it 4,194. And then next would be 4,203. Now, again, moving above 4,200 in the S&P is a major accomplishment for this particular index. And so there may be a ton of stops sitting right there, 42, to either sell it or buy it. So we've got a lot of stuff going on. We're up in what we would consider no man's land. Market's never been this high before. These are all new all-time highs. And so it's going to take even more to support them. So we're going to need the help of the earnings, what's left, and to be adding in, they're going to have to blow the doors off to add more oomph to get this market up. Remember, we are now up here looking to move this intermediate 3 over and then to complete it, a 3rd wave, and then set the stage for that intermediate 4th wave correction, which should start off much stronger than this one did. So that's why in fact, I should say that I intend to move this over once this is complete, because this is just not fitting the bill in terms of characteristics and personality that I'm going to look for in a larger correction, which is what is on tap coming next. So tomorrow we have upside. We're going to follow again these Fibonacci levels. If the market continues to break down, as most certainly can, we're going to say that it's just in an additional little corrective phase and should continue to find support, number one, at the 50, which is now at 41.75. And then we have additional support just below this at 4,165. And then we have stronger support at 4,160. And then we've got the 200-day moving average at 41.51. Now that, again, I'm not looking for these huge moves to the downside in the S&P until this advance in this rally phase is complete. Then I'm going to be looking for stronger numbers. But right now, I think the market continues to find support just from the remainder of the companies that need to report earnings and the big players that are needing to report earnings. So, and again, we also have Amazon coming out on Thursday. So tomorrow we have Apple and Facebook. And then on Thursday, we have Amazon. And we have our levels. Continue to trade what's in front of you. Then use your moving averages and on a 1 minute, 2 minute, and a 5 minute chart so that you can trade accordingly as these moving averages come into play, and they're going to guide you as to entries and exits. I'm going to leave it there. Our next update will be tomorrow, Wednesday, the 28th.